Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to a brand new YouTube video. It is now 8:11 on Saturday, 4th of October. I had a bit of a lie-in. Well, I say that, I've been awake since like 6. But let me just say straight off the bat, like, I feel so good for being home. I got back on like Wednesday, early Wednesday. Managed to stay awake the entire day and not go to bed until the evening just to kind of like save my sleep pattern and everything. And but yeah, you know, towards the end of the Bangladesh trip, I would literally, all I could think about was how much I wanted to be back in the office, how much I wanted to be back at work, how much I wanted to be back in the gym, eating my regular foods, just back on my routine. And the past few days that I've been back on everything, it's just been so nice. I just feel so much better for getting straight back to it. At work, everyone was just so happy to see me back, and then when I got back to the gym, I just felt the love from so many people. So yeah, it's been so nice. It just makes me so grateful for the life that I've built, I guess. The fact that I miss it so much when I'm not here, I think it says a lot. And speaking of getting back to normality, this morning I've got my first game of paddle in I don't even know how long. But the other day I was kind of thinking about how much I missed it and I really wanted to get back to it. I'm not gonna lie, the forecast is not looking great this morning. The game starts at 9:30 and the forecast does say it's got a high percentage chance of rain. But either way, I'm just gonna show up. If it rains, it rains. I'd be gutted if I decided not to go there and then it turns out that we could have played anyway. So that's how we're gonna spend this morning. Come along with me on my first weekend back in Liverpool. It's gonna be a good one. By the way, I do have a theme for this video. I'm just going to discuss it a little bit later. But I hope you're excited as I am for a new video. Remember to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Let's go ahead and get into this one. My god, it is so cold, it's so windy, and it's so windy that it's literally blowing the rain sideways. Not sure this game's going to go ahead, but we're going to try our best. I mean, just look at this. It's a little bit grim looking. Alright, so we have just arrived at the paddle court. I'm not gonna lie, it's spitting a little bit, but I actually think we could play in this. I think the wind might be an issue, but there's people on the court right now and they seem to be, well, I guess they've been here for at least an hour and it seems like they're getting to get a decent game in, so it's looking positive here, guys. Got about 10 minutes before my game starts, so I'm gonna get out, warm up a little bit. Next clip, we'll find out, did I win at my first game back? I feel like I might be quite rusty. Well, it can go one or two ways. I can either feel quite rusty or maybe I'll just have a really good game just because. So we'll see what happens. Wish me luck.
10 hours later.
Fantastic news, people. We got the win, but at what cost? Because actually, so when I arrived, the rain wasn't too bad. So we started playing and it was going very well. But as we were playing, the rain just kind of progressively got kind of worse, and it got to the stage where it got really bad and there were puddles forming on the court. But we powered through. We got the win. I think it was like 6-3, 6-2. So I'm actually really happy with how I played, to be honest. I didn't feel very rusty once I got on the court and started playing. I actually felt really good, but I did get soaked to the bone throughout that game, and I'm so glad that I packed, you know, well, it's kind of a picnic blanket, but I doubled up, but I've used it as a towel and a spare hoodie so I can stay cozy on this drive home, because my goodness, I was absolutely saturated. Fantastic start to the Saturday. I'm absolutely starving because I haven't eaten a single thing yet today. And now that we're back in Liverpool, we're back on routine, we're gonna go to Subway. I'm so excited for a Subway. It's the first one I've had in so long. So a couple of stop-offs now. Got to go do some grocery shopping because I'm cooking for the family later on today. Then we'll go grab a Subway, so I'll catch you when we're at home. Okay, ladies and gents, some time has elapsed. I've demolished my Subway, done a lot of errands around the house that needed to be done. And we are in a very nostalgic place right now. We're back at the whiteboard. Some of the OG subscribers might remember this from the Summer Shred days. This is pretty cool to be back here. Like, do you remember during the first couple of weeks of Summer 7? When I went a bit too hard and I started losing muscle, and how that was no bueno. And then do you remember at the last week of Summer 7 when I carved up and got these mad results? This is cool. This brings back so many memories of filming these videos during the Summer Shred. And even since the Summer Shred, progress has continued to be really good. Since the end of the Summer Shred, I'm still down another 3 kilos-ish. The thing that I'm most proud of by far is the level of fat mass that I've lost. We're coming up to like 10 kilos across this year. Muscle mass up about 1 kilo as a net across the year. Net weight down about 7 or 8 kilos across the entire year. Big progress has been made, and it's kind of opened my eyes, because I remember when I made the first Summer Shred video, I was talking about how I wasn't necessarily unhappy with the way I looked. Looking back now, I don't quite know how I could have been in a position to say that. In fact, what's become quite clear is that clearly I let my standards slip to a point where I just didn't quite realize. And across the time of achieving this, I can safely say that my goals have definitely changed since then. I mentioned earlier how there's going to be a theme for this video, and that was I wanted to share my plans with you for the rest of this year, because we're coming into that time that a lot of people call the winter arc. Now, I'm not really sure I can call this a winter arc, because to be honest, I'm going to do a lot of the same things that I've been doing for most of this year, but I am going to be a lot more meticulous about it and make a few little tweaks, so I do kind of want to share it with you anyways. So what's the actual goal for me right now? Well, to be honest, fat has been dropping at a really good rate. Muscle has been creeping up at a slow rate but steady rate, and as a result my net weight has been coming down again very consistently across the months. Now I would be happy if I continued in this exact vein, to be honest with you, but what I will also say is that although I'm not necessarily unhappy with the way I look, I have developed a real desire to look great. Like I want to get in really good shape. Like, do you remember Christian Guzman's post-show rebound where, well, he kind of ballooned a little bit, and it was obvious that that took a toll on him, and then he just literally went the other way and just got into the most incredible shape he's ever been in? That's the kind of level I'm talking. I want to get in the best shape I've ever been in. The fire inside of me to really achieve something like that is just burning so strong right now, and while it is, I want to make sure that I capitalize on it. So my current morning weight is around 84, daytime weight about 85. I'm not really sure how much lower I can go before the end of this year, but as a conservative goal, I want to get down to 82 kilo morning weight, 83 kilo daytime weight. We'll see what we look like at that point, and then we'll go from there. And I think that's realistic for me to focus more on recomposition. Don't get me wrong, I feel like I could achieve that within a couple of months if I wanted to, but I probably would lose some muscle in the process, and I don't want to do that. I'm well aware that my goal to look the best I ever have is going to take me into 2026. There's no doubt about that. I'm not going to achieve that this year alone, but I can definitely set some principles in place now that will put me in a good place so I can achieve that next year. Now, how are we going to achieve that? Let's talk about training first. So when it comes to the gym, we're going to do 3 times a week. Football, I tend to play once a week, and paddle, I see my coach once per week, and I also want to play competitive games 1 to 2 times per week. So a total 2 to 3 times per week. Now that's 6 to 7 exercise sessions per week, and I think that is plenty. That is pretty much what I've been doing for the past several months anyways. I enjoy it, it works for me. I feel like I can manage this level of activity. So as far as I'm concerned, there's no real reason to change it. Now, when it comes to nutrition, it's also going to be largely the same as what I've been doing previously, and that looks like 2,600 calories per day and between 180 and 200 grams protein per day. More recently, I have made a few tweaks to my supplement regime. For example, I'm having 10 grams of protein per day. In the morning, I'm having vitamin C, omega-3 and vitamin D. And then in the evening, I'm having ZMA and L-theanine. But in one of the coming videos, I'll do another full day of eating and I'll go into the more details about that. Now, one thing that will be changing as opposed to recently is that I've been slacking with my walks recently. I used to go for a lunchtime walk pretty much every single day, and I haven't done that for several months now. So I know that I need to change that just to get a baseline of steps in. I don't struggle for steps, but I just know that extra bit of activity will help me in the long run. So definitely on days where the weather allows, I will be going out for a walk every day. On wet days, I'll probably just do something different like stretch at home instead. But just to get that extra little bit of activity in, I will be introducing daily walks. And to be honest guys, that is the plan for the rest of this year. I'm actually going to Greece next week because I wanted to be away for my birthday this year, and I'll be there for a full week, and yes, it's a holiday, so I'm going to enjoy myself to some extent. That means I will be eating some meals that I actually want to eat. That trip was booked for me to enjoy my birthday and to also reward myself for the hard work that I've done this year. So I definitely want to make sure that it feels like that as well. But largely, I want to be on my plan. I want to be eating healthy foods. I want to be going to the gym most days. I've even arranged to play a game of football while I'm over there. So stay tuned because I will be making a video from there as well. You know what? I am so excited to get stuck in with this. As I spoke about in my previous video, it's not been the best time for me recently. And yeah, of course, I could whinge, whine and let it get me down, but what's that going to do? I'd rather use it as fuel to really achieve something that I want to achieve. And in me sharing this with you, I want to show you exactly the message that I spoke about in the previous video about being who you say you are and doing what you say you'll do. That's exactly what you're going to get on this channel. So watch this space because we're going to make some serious improvements. And that will conclude today's whiteboard segment. Let's get on with the rest of the video. Alright guys, so it is the next day. I'm just putting the final touches on editing this video before I get it uploaded. So last night when I was filming that, my camera ran out of battery and I just honestly couldn't be bothered filming anymore. It was already taking me a long time to get that done. So I just finished that up, enjoyed dinner with my family. Today's been a bit of a chill one, just went for coffee, met up with some friends and been chilling for most of the day watching the Everton game and that kind of thing. Did have a couple more bits planned for this video, but it's been a well-needed day of rest. And I will be starting filming for the next video earlier than usual, so stay tuned for that. I'm really excited to get started with this winter plan, so I really hope you're excited to watch the progress. But as for now, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video and enjoy the rest of the weekend. As always, I'd like to thank you so much for tuning in. I'm extremely grateful that you chose to spend a few minutes with me when you could have been doing literally anything else. The channel has honestly just continued to grow even when I haven't really been posting a lot recently. So I massively appreciate the support and hope that you continue to take value away from the channel. Remember to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more content like this. I'll be back soon with another video. Have an amazing week ahead and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.